Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another installment of Mr. M Reads. I hope we're all having a wonderful Friday. Good end to our week. I'm going to be reading Scooby-Doo and the Frozen Giant this week. We're going to make it a three-part series. We'll go Chapter 1 today, Chapter 2 next Friday, and then Chapter 3 the following Friday after that. All right, enjoy. Please feel free to print out, follow along, or just follow along throughout the video. Okay, so Chapter 1. The mystery machine slid around a corner on the icy road. I feel like I'm in a sled, Shaggy cried, lifting his hands in the air. Woo! Yeah, Scooby barked. Ree! Fred stayed focused on the road in front of them. This fresh snow sure does make the road slippery, but we should be there soon. Daphne peered out of the van's window. She was admiring the snow-capped hills that surrounded them. This fluffy snow is going to make for some great snowshoeing and sledding this weekend. It's a winter wonderland, she said. I'm looking forward to seeing the ice sculptures, Velma put in. She glanced up from the booklet she'd been reading. According to this, some ice artists have been working on houses that are made out of ice and snow. It takes them several weeks to carve them. People can even sleep in them after they're finished. It's a real engineering feat. My feet aren't going anywhere near a house made out of ice, Shaggy said, shivering. Ooh. But do you think any of the cases might be made out of ice cream? He licked his lips. I'd sign up to sleep in that. So here they are rumbling along this icy road. The kids from Mystery Inc. were taking a weekend vacation in a small town called Giant's Ridge. It was supposed to be perfect for cross-country skiing, winter hiking, ice cave exploring, and snowshoeing. A new developer was throwing a huge ice carnival to celebrate the winter season and welcome people to the town. We're almost there, gang, Fred said, turning onto a narrow drive. He peered at the snowy road ahead. Look, gang, that must be the hill they call Giant's Ridge. The town is named after it. He pointed to a long, rocky ridge that seemed to stretch for miles in front of them. The top of the hill was hidden by swirling snow and fog. Jeepers! I sure hope the ice carnival is being held at the bottom of that hill, Daphne said. It looks awfully cold up at the top. Not to mention this sleeping giant Velma was telling us about, Shaggy said. I'd rather not eat the food at the ice carnival than get... Oh, sorry, I misspoke. I think I'd rather eat the food at the ice carnival than get eaten at the ice carnival, if you know what I mean. If the giant's really been sleeping up there for 1,000 years, he's going to be pretty hungry when he wakes up. Ree! Scooby giggled. The giant's not real, Shaggy, Velma said matter-of-factly. It's just part of the legend. Some people think the hills around the town look like a sleeping giant, so they named it Giant's Ridge. It's obviously just a story, Daphne added. Legend smedgin', I'm taking no chances, Shaggy said. Yeah, road giants, Scooby agreed. The mystery machine cruised to the end of the road. Fred parked it next to a bunch of other cars. The gang followed a short trail through the woods. The path was lit with cheerful, twinkling lights and lined with signs that said, Welcome to Giant's Ridge, Ice Carnival this way, and our town welcomes you back, and homemade maple ice cream, share our secret recipe. Homemade maple ice cream, Shaggy read the sign hungrily. You don't have to tell me twice. I'm not so sure about sharing, though. Scooby sniffed at an ice cream cone that had been carved out of ice. He licked it, then took a timid bite. Rummy, he said, crunching his teeth to break up the ice. Like Scoob, Shaggy said, holding up the last bits of crumbled ice. I think it was just a decoration. Rib race to ruin, Scooby said. As the gang turned a corner, they saw someone standing in front of one of the welcome signs. It was a woman wearing snowshoes. She had a compass and tools hanging from her belt. When they got closer, they noticed that she was spray painting a big, glittering red axe over one of the welcome signs. Hey, what are you doing? Velma asked. The woman turned around startled. Then she returned to what she'd been doing. People aren't welcome, she said angrily. These signs make it seem like we're happy to have people tromping through our forest and hills, but I'm not. I wish all these visitors would just turn around and go home. Leave Giant's Ridge alone. Velma and Fred glanced at each other. You're not looking forward to the ice carnival? Daphne asked politely. No, the woman snapped. How do you think the animals feel about all these people invading their forest, tracking through their land? Do you think the bears are happy people are wandering around while they try to hibernate? Rares? Scooby said, shuddering. What rares? I'm Lynn Johnson, and I study the animals in the forest around Giant's Ridge, the woman explained. We've lived together in peace for the past 20 years. Now people are going to tromp around and push the animals out, and then where will we go? No one knew what to say. But that was okay, because Lynn Johnson didn't wait for them to answer. She took one last look at the gang and then stormed off into the woods. I guess not everyone is excited about the ice carnival, Velma observed. She sure wasn't very friendly. Suddenly, the path ended, and the gang found themselves at one end of Main Street in Giants Ridge. A small, peaceful town sprawled in front of them. Little shops and inns lined the street. Food vendors were perched on every corner. Lights twinkled from tree branches, and welcome banners hung everywhere. It is a winter wonderland, Daphne said happily. Lynn Johnson might not be excited about the carnival, but I just know this is going to be groovy. Here we have the whole gang up here with Lynn Johnson, with her crossing out a welcome sign. Suddenly, Velma pointed, Guys, look! There, up on the top of the ridge, was a huge white creature. But in an instant, before anyone could get a good look at it, the beast disappeared behind the hill. And that is the end of Chapter 1. So thank you everyone for tuning in, for reading along. We will be back next Friday to continue on our book series of Scooby-Doo and the Frozen Giant. All right. Thank you guys.